Let me do this, and then we will get this started. Let me hit the record button, and there we go. All right, everybody. Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. I sure did miss y'all last week. Unfortunately, when you're on the cruise, there's limited Wi-Fi. But I did come up with a lot of different things. I talked to the Lord a lot while I was there on that cruise. And just a lot of things he put on my mind. And one of the things he put on my mind I wanted to share with everybody was a topic that I believe everybody needs in almost any endeavor in life, but definitely in this business, you definitely need it. Because I believe it's one of the keys to having any success, whether it's a little bit, where you want just a little bit of success in your business or a lot. But like always, I want you to think about it, because in your mind, it may be something different, but I believe you definitely have to add this to it. But the question is, for you, how do you feel that you need, or what do you feel that you need to accomplish something? What do you feel that you need to accomplish something? And there's a lot of different things that I believe you need. I believe it's a whole equation of things that you need. You know, you need the vision. You need to also be able to dream. You need to be able to have hard work. You need to be able to have discipline. You need to be able to have all of these things to have success, to accomplish anything. But I believe the thing that you need a lot of is being consistent. I believe that if you want to have success in pretty much any endeavor in life, you have to learn to be consistent. But consistent in network marketing is definitely key. And the reason I say that is because we all have regular lives. Most of us don't come into this industry full time. Most of us, like for myself, I was a college student when I got started. But a lot of people have jobs. They're stay-at-home moms. They're in the military. They're doing all kinds of different things already. They're business owners. You will already have things that are already taking up time in your life. So in order for you to have success with this little part-time gig that can allow you to make the full-time income and build the dream of your life, you have to learn to be consistent. You have to learn to do. I always say at least 6 days out the week, you should be doing something. Now, I understand if you need to rest on that 7th day, and I'm okay with that. For me, when I got started, I worked all 7 days. I didn't take no days off. I still gave time to the Lord on Sunday morning, but after that, I was going to sit around and lounge around anyway. So I was like, well, why not go be a blessing to somebody? So that was my perspective. Dwayne Johnson said this. He said, success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. The greatness will always come afterwards. A lot of people see all these people having great success in this company, maybe they won a trip. But I can promise you this, they didn't earn that just overnight. A lot of it came from hard work, showing up for people, being a person of their word. See, a lot of people, I love when people have great success fast. It shows that they've been doing something for a while to be a blessing to other people. Some people look at it like, whoa, how they have success so fast and this and that. The reason why a lot of those people have success is because they built credibility in other areas, that when they came to people with this opportunity, it was a no-brainer. They showed up for people. They showed up for their family. They showed up for their community. They showed up for their teammates. See, they showed up in other areas, in other companies or whatever it may have been. And when they came here, it was just like, hey, you know what? I want to follow that person. That person's always been consistent. They've been consistent on their word. When they said they were going to do something, they did it. It's the things like that that will make you, that will help you in the long haul. That is how the greatness will come. This like I said, you need consistency in everything that you do. I don't care what it is. Whether it's, you go back, think about when you was in school and you was taking a test. You had to study for that test. What did you just study one time? Don't get me wrong. There are some people who can study one time and they pass. For me, No, if I didn't study but one time right before a test, I failed. I failed. I had to study every day, a little bit every day. And when the test came, I was able to pass a lot of time. But if I didn't study, I failed it every time. It was a no-brainer. I failed. There was no way I was studying the day before and I passed. But that's also like learning a new skill. Maybe it's something new that you want to learn. Well, you got to be consistent at it. Working out, getting in shape, being in fitness. You don't go to the gym today and tomorrow I wake up with a six-pack. No, it don't work like that. It's consistently going in there, doing the reps over and over and over. But the thing about it is that's the same thing with this business. In order for you to have success in this business, you have to be consistent. I encourage you to pick up the 10,000 pound phone and make one call every day, at least one call. I say three to five every day. I promise you will be a lot. It will do you wonders. If you got to the point where you could do at least 5 calls a day, you at least were scheduling 5 appointments, you would thank yourself a year from now. A year, really, even 6 months from now, you would say, wow, my business is really taking off because you got consistent. You treated it like a business. So you have to treat this like a business. There's a lot of business owners on here. There's a lot of people that also have jobs on here. And think about it. If you only showed up to work one day, but when Friday came or your 2-week paycheck came, let's say you went to work one day, would you expect 7 days worth of pay, 7 days worth of work of pay? No. So why would you expect to work one day on your business and expect to be a millionaire tomorrow? It don't work like that. So you gotta, now don't get me wrong, becoming a millionaire is the dream. It's the ultimate goal, driving the dream car, sending your kids off to the school, but you got to stay consistent every day. You have to be picking up your book of contacts and reaching out, following up, scheduling appointments. Maybe they are ready right now. Well, okay, that's fine. Maybe you got to follow up a week from now, 2 weeks from now. You got to just that's how you get good at it. That's how you get better at it. And that's how you become great at doing it. Now, it is so awesome at staying consistent what they can do. That is the sure way to see results. You want to see results? I don't know when you're going to have 50 people join your business in a week. I don't know when that day is going to come. Only God knows. Only God knows what day that is. Point blank period. I can't tell you the future. But what I can tell you is if you stay consistent on the income producing activity, it will pay off. It always does. And the reason why some people have success faster than others, a lot of times, is because they're more consistent on a set number than everybody else. This business and any business is a numbers game. You want to be honest? It's all about numbers. One person talks to one person a day. One person calls 10 people a day. One person calls 5 people a day. One person calls 20 people a day. So you look at it. Over time, if this person that just kept doing one person a day, at the end of the month, that's 30 people that they talk to, that they even reached out to. But okay, what if somebody did 10 a day? It's 300 people, at least 300 people that they have even invited to come hear about something. And then don't let them get to the point where they're doing presentations and they showing other people how to do the presentation. And then that's where you start to get to the law of large numbers. If you really, really want to get good at this business, I want you to pick a number for yourself, whether it's 3 people a day. I say no less than 3. But be consistent and find a number, 3, 5, 10. I mean, I wouldn't go no more than like 20 because then you might burn yourself out. And I don't know if you're ready for that, but you may be. I went on the blitz when I first got started, and it took me from being a broke college student, not to make any income claims, to making almost $100,000 a year in 6 months. But you could do that. You could go on the blitz and you could run for I ain't say you got to run forever. Trust me, once you start getting people in, you don't have to continue to run. But 30 days, 45 days of hard running, and you would set yourself up for years to come just off of the momentum off of that. But what I can tell you this is staying consistent is the key. and tips that help me stay consistent, because I love sharing tips on what helps me. My first tip is I write everything down. I write everything down. I may be old school. A lot of people love to use these phones to put in their notes, but if I put in the notes, I probably won't remember it. But when I write it down on a piece of paper and I take little bullet points, I mean, I could be talking to Andrew Jackson at the grocery store, but if I met Mr. Jackson at the grocery store, when I get to my car or I get home, I'm taking notes. I'm like, well, he was a retired Marine. He's a father. He's a grandfather. He's married. Oh, what, so I write down everything because I want to remember it. But I also do that with my activities that I need to do for that day or that week. For instance, if I have a Zoom coming up, I had a Zoom with Coach Willie yesterday. I wrote it down. When I don't write it down, matter of fact, I put myself on under the bus right here. I did not. Me and Andrew Jackson and Melissa Jackson talked yesterday. We were supposed to do a call this morning at 8 a.m. I did not write it down, and guess what happened? I forgot it. Oh, I make mistakes too, everybody. So guess what? We all make mistakes. But see, I want to be real with you because that's what this call is about. I don't want to be on here sugarcoating anything, but I'm telling you things that help me out, help me stay consistent, help me stay on point, and I write things down. My mind mentally remembers things more when I write it down. My next tip that I do is I also write it down, but I have a physical calendar and I have a digital calendar. I use a calendar. Guess what happened? I did not put it on the calendar yesterday. I was moving around, doing other things, and did not write it down, and did not put it on the calendar. And that's why I forgot. That's one of the reasons why I probably forgot. But see, you got to use a calendar. I believe you got to use a calendar. Anyway, if you came to me and say, well, Aunt, this business isn't working for me. Well, I'm going to be like, the first thing I'm going to ask you is the same thing my mentor always asks me. Let me see your calendar. Let me see it. Let me see it for the last 30 days. Let me see what you've been doing. Well, I don't have anything on the calendar. That's the problem. See, you got to fill that calendar up. You're in business for yourself. So if you want income in this business, you have to fill the calendar up you have to fill it up with parties, presentations, 2-on-1s, Zooms, all the things that produce income. You have to fill it up. You need to have 5 to 10 exposures every week. Yeah, I sent the video to somebody. Okay, well, when was the follow-up call set up? See, it's a step to the next step. And a key tip is never leave an appointment without setting the next appointment. So even if a person say they about to sign up, well, hey, they signed up today. Okay, well, let's talk again tomorrow at this time. Yeah, you did a presentation. They not signed up and they want to go home and talk to their spouse. Okay, well, let me give you a call tomorrow evening. And would you have had time to talk to your spouse? See, I always follow up, leave one appointment to the next appointment. That's one tip. That's outside of everything I was talking about, but staying consistent. But using the calendar, I use both. I encourage you to use them. Tip number 3 is find yourself somebody, at least one person that can hold you accountable. And I mean somebody that's going to be real with you. It may be a spouse. You always hear me talk about accountability partner because it's key. Everything great in life, nobody ever did it by themselves. Michael Jordan didn't become the player he was by himself. Everybody, he had Phil Jackson, he had the other coaches, he had a trainer that a lot of people overlook that pushed him on a daily basis. A trainer, a personal trainer that pushed him on a daily basis that kept him accountable even on his so-called off time and off days. But find you somebody that can hold you accountable. And when you start to grow, you can then have what I call accountability partners, a small group, which is normally between like 4 to 5 serious people that have the same vision as you. Y'all come together and y'all have this millionaire mindset at this table and also y'all can hold each other accountable. Nobody points fingers or anything of that nature. And I encourage you, when you do start to grow, you will find those type of people. Most time it's your accountability partner, and then y'all add somebody else, and then y'all add somebody else, and then you got this round table, and then y'all make it happen. And then the next tip is I post things visually, and I also record myself having it. This is very, very key. That is something that you can visually see that's going to keep you consistent on your actions, towards your dreams, towards your goals, but then also you visualizing it and saying it to yourself. Now, you may be like me. I don't like to hear myself. When I look at a recording, I'm like, oh my gosh, I sound like that. But guess what? When this is what I would encourage you to do. This is a little small one. I want everybody to take the next title that they want to achieve in this company. Go find it. If you don't know what title it is, go look it up. Don't go too far. Don't go too big. Don't go too far up. Don't, like for me, I wouldn't put chairperson right now, but maybe my next one is, my next one is senior officer. And I want you to turn your camera on. I got a ring light, so I can just put mine on my ring light and I hit the record button. But I want you to record yourself, and I want you to say it to yourself. I am so happy and grateful. Now I am blank. By blank. Whatever it may be. So, for example, I want to be senior officer, and I actually want to hit it by the end of June. So I'll do mine live here, but I also do the recording for myself personally. But I'm going to say, I am so happy and grateful. Now I am senior officer with partner.co by June 30th, 2023. And I'm gonna play that back to myself every day. One thing it does for you is, even the days that you don't feel like doing something, when you play that video to yourself, you're telling yourself, you remind yourself. Now you want to be lazy. Now yourself just reminded you of what your goal was to push for. So that's my goal, but I encourage you to do it. And for the next 30 days, it's the 31st. It's a perfect day. It's perfect. So for the next 30 days, I want you to play it to yourself. And you can do any goals that you may have, but for your business, because this is the for the business builders. I want you to play it. I also want you to print it off. I want you to put it some places. Maybe you got to put it on the refrigerator. Maybe you got to put it on the mirror in the bathroom. Maybe you got to put it on your dream board, wherever. But put whatever title it is for you, your next title, your next, some titles you can actually skip 2, 3, 4 titles at one time. So really look at it. See what title it is, and if you don't, maybe you have trouble thinking about what title it is. If you want to text me or something like that, hey, we can figure out what it is that's close for you to push for. Maybe it's manager, senior manager. But matter of fact, I would love Marlene. Matter of fact, Marlene don't mind me throwing her under the bus. Let me see, Marlene, I'm gonna unmute you, and also I see Andrew. Let me see, unmute both of y'all. Oops, unmute both of y'all. I want y'all to tell the group what would be y'all's goal for the next 30 days. One of y'all's your title.
For myself, I want to move up at least one rank.
Okay, where you at right now, Marlene?
I'm manager right now, so I want to be a senior manager. I am so happy and grateful that I am a senior manager in Partner Co. by the end of June 2023.
Let's go, Marlene. Now, Marlene, I'm gonna hold you accountable now. So
okay,
hold you accountable. I'm gonna be messaging you like every other day. See how it's going. Like how about you, Andrew?
Yeah, we're trying to get to manager.
Manager, okay.
By the time September rolls around.
Okay, so all right. So what's the goal for June? What would be the goal for June? Halfway or what?
Well, we're gonna try for June. We're gonna try. We're gonna go halfway. Then we just got to put some things in place so we can get there.
Okay. Well, yeah, I want you to also record yourselves, saying it to yourselves, and then listening to it every day. I promise you, when you listen to it every day, it is something that has helped me tremendously. Every time I say it to myself and I put it places, it helps me out tremendously. So I encourage everybody to do that. Find something that you want to push for and go for it. But those are my tips that help me stay consistent, everybody. And I encourage you to do the same thing for you, for your team, for your new people that come on board with you. Because in order for you to hit the next title, guess what's going to happen? You got new people that come on board. So help them visualize and see what they're pushing for and see it on a daily basis and go for it. And these are tips that have helped me in the past and currently. And I hope they can help y'all out. And thank y'all so much for tuning on in. And we'll be back next Wednesday with some topics. Hey, I love you guys. And I'm going to stop the recording and hit the